Is the Logitech C920 the best webcam for streaming in 2021? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you the answer right now so you don't have to waste your time scrolling through the video like a lot of the other videos on YouTube. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to drop a like on the video to help other people find this video. But the short answer is it really depends on your budget. The way that I look at it, there's 3 tiers of webcams. The lowest tier is going to be if you go on Amazon and you just look up generic webcams. You're going to see all of these generic webcams from all these miscellaneous companies you've never heard of, and they're going to range from anywhere from like $15 to about like $60. By the way, I'm going to be leaving links in the description down below of everything I talk about in this video, so if you want to follow along at home and open up these different webcam links just so you can see what I'm talking about, the links are all in the description below. For these generic webcams on Amazon that range from $10 to $60, it really depends on which one you get. These are going to be the bottom of the bucket in terms of just like you're going to have probably a lot of compatibility issues. Some of them aren't going to be as nice as they look in the pictures, even if they have pictures in the description of these Amazon listings. So you're going to get a mixed bag. The second tier is going to be the Logitech C920 Webcam. This is going to be the middleman where its compatibility is actually really good because I know that I can take my Logitech C920 Webcam, I can plug it into my Xbox One, and I can use it as a webcam to stream directly from my Xbox One if I wanted to, while also just being able to plug and play directly in my computer and typically have no issues doing so. And then the third tier is going to be the Logitech Brio, which is going to cost around $200 depending on where you get it from. But that's going to be probably the best webcam you can get. But it makes sense because it costs almost twice as much as the Logitech C920. But now that we've gone over very briefly what the 3 categories are, you can now ask yourself the question, is the C920 the best webcam for me? Because if you have a ton of money and you're willing to spend the best of the best and you have about $200 for the Brio, just go ahead and grab the Brio. If you can't afford the $200 or you think that the C920 looks good enough to get what you want accomplished, then feel free to go and get the C920, which is about $80. By the way, actually all of my videos on my YouTube channel, which is including this video right now, and my Twitch streams, all use the Logitech C920. So what you're seeing in this video and all my previous videos on the channel are being recorded with the Logitech C920. I'm a small broke YouTube channel that can't afford a DSLR and the cam link and all this fancy stuff, so I just use what I can on the budget that I have available. By the way, speaking of that, I'm thinking about possibly doing like a mini series on like budget streaming life hacks, and I would talk about different like streaming shortcuts on gear, on how I've saved money on doing different things, like how I bought my second streaming monitor. So I have a second additional monitor for my stream setup for only $7. Yes, $7. So if that sounds cool to you guys, let me know down in the comments below and I'll definitely start that series because I love saving money and I'm sure you do too. So let me know down in the comments below if that's something you might be interested in. So let's go a little bit more in depth to each category. If you're balling on a serious budget, the best bang for your buck, in my opinion, out of the whole generic Amazon group of webcams is going to get yourself the eMeet C960 Webcam. Once again, everything's linked down in the description below so you can open it at home. But after hours and hours of watching videos, searching through Amazon reviews, and everything that you can imagine, this is the best budget buy that I've been able to discover. And right now, as I'm looking at it, it's around $30-ish, give or take, which is about less than half of the C920. So the pros of this are obviously that you're saving a lot of money. That's going to come with a lot of cons, usually, but luckily in this case, I don't believe there's that many cons. One of the cons being the compatibility might vary from computer to computer, which a cool thing about Amazon is that obviously if you're having problems with it, you can just easily return it and get your money back. So the best thing you can do is order a webcam off of Amazon, and if it doesn't meet your expectations, you can always return it for a full refund. So the pros for this camera are that 1, it's extremely budget friendly, and 2, it has a very good image for the amount that you're paying for it. The cons for this camera are obviously some people have compatibility issues depending on what you're using it for. I doubt you would be able to plug this into an Xbox and expect it to work 100%. You might have to cut some corners in order to do stuff, or you might not be able to at all. So buying this camera, it might bring up some problems or some headaches that you might not be prepared for, but for the price, you should be expecting that. So tier number 2, the Logitech C920. Like I said earlier, all my videos and all my Twitch streams and this video right now is being recorded with the Logitech C920. The pros for this webcam is that 1, I believe it looks pretty good. 2, I can plug it directly into my Xbox One and just be able to stream off of that. And 3, it has its own software that you can actually use to change all the quality settings for the camera, which most of the ones in Tier 1 don't actually come with software. So if you want to adjust things, it's going to be very, very minimal. While this, you can download an application called G-Hub, and you can make very specific changes to your webcam to be able to make it more to your liking. And for around $80, I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck in terms of compatibility, software, and just overall guides and videos and everything, because so many people use this camera that if you ever wanted to know anything about it or how to tweak anything, there's already a video for it on YouTube. Another thing that I'd actually like to mention, if you're using a webcam right now and you think it looks very bad, make sure that your lighting is good. Lighting is a super important part of having a very good image in terms when you're actually recording yourself. I know for the longest time, I just had my LEDs around here, and I never actually had a key light. My key light right now is like a very bright like LED lamp that I have wax paper over because we're balling on a budget. Let me know in the comments below if you want another budget hack. But anyways, lighting is super important. So if you don't already have some sort of lighting, whether it be a lamp or a ring light that you can get, go and check down in the description below. I'll have one cheap ring light that you can get yourself started with, and you can do some research into lighting. Just remember, having a good webcam is not going to necessarily mean that you're going to have an amazing picture. You also need to have good lighting. If you were in a dark room and using all of the low light compensation on the Logitech, it's going to look so bad. So make sure you're in a very well lit room with also proper lighting on your face, and make sure to do your due diligence. And now we have Tier 3, which is going to be the Logitech Brio webcam, and that's going to run you up about $200. The pros of this webcam are that 1, you get everything you got with the C920, meaning you get the software, you get the plug and play compatibility, but with this one, you can actually record up to 4K resolution. The Logitech C920, you can only do up to 1080p, which means you're going to get better quality, which rightfully so because you're paying about a little bit more than twice as much as the C920. By the way, I should mention, never use your webcam microphone because almost all these webcams usually have an onboard mic built in, but they all sound awful. It's called a webcam, as in short for camera, which means you only want to use it for the camera. If you're using the microphone or you're worried about the microphone on these cameras, don't even bother. Just go ahead and get yourself a microphone. Once again, link in the description if you need one. So now that we've gone over the 3 tiers, hopefully you can make an educated decision on what you think is going to be best for your project that you're working on, because it's going to vary from person to person. If you simply can't afford the Logitech Brio, because I know not everyone can, then see if you can afford the Logitech C920. And if the C920 is still too out of your budget, or you think that you want to cut a corner and take the risk and go for a cheaper webcam like the one we mentioned earlier, Amazon has free returns on pretty much everything. Just make sure you read the fine print, but most of the time you should just be able to send it back to Amazon and get a full refund. So you shouldn't feel pressure if you buy something and it doesn't meet your expectations, then you can just go ahead and return it and get your money back. So hopefully by now you decided which webcam is best for you. This channel is all about helping brand new streamers and content creators just like you, so check out some of the other videos on the channel. I also have a course in the description down below that you can feel free to check out that holds your hand all the way from making your Twitch channel to getting your first viewers. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. My name is Cody, and I'll see you in the next one.